All right, guys, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with your buddies. I would appreciate it. This takes me a little longer to do these film studies just because it takes time to actually go find the film, watch it, record the stuff I want to share with you, and then talk about it. So if you like this video, let me know in the comments. Maybe we'll do more, or maybe we'll do something kind of like this in different ways that's a little easier for me to produce. But honestly, this took me a while. That's why we haven't had a video this week. But anyways, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Let's talk about Isaac Okoro. All right, so when we talk about Isaac Okoro, the first thing you've got to talk about is his defense. Isaac Okoro is the best defender in this draft. He is unbelievable. He's 6'6" with like a 6'9" wingspan. He has amazing athleticism, and he uses it really well. He is a crafty, smart defender for a first-year player at Auburn, and you'll see it in these plays. He does everything. He can play 1 through 5. Auburn played him as like basically a power forward, and he looks like a 6'6" wing. I mean, he honestly guards 1 through 5. So on this play, we're looking at Isaac Okoro. He's actually guarding Anthony Edwards, who's going to be possibly the #1 overall pick or top 5 pick in this draft. And he's guarding him on the perimeter. But they'll have times where he's guarding all different spots on the floor. And on offense, he plays more of a wing position. So he's maybe the most versatile player in this draft that you can do so many things with him. On my comp for Isaac Okoro right now is Andre Iguodala and Prime Iguodala, which was an incredible player. So let's watch a little bit of a Okoro film. Guys, he makes me so excited I can't speak very clear. So here's like we said, this is him guarding Anthony Edwards top of the key, and he just stops him. So you see Anthony Edwards drive, and he stays with him. The thing that's interesting is that Okoro has been a little late on some of these drives, and his recovery is out of this world. So let's watch some of that. The recovery is incredible. That right there was just his quick hands. He gets a lot of steals. So here you have transition. Watch. Boom. Contest, stops the shot. And then he just digs in. This guy plays so hard on the defensive end. Here's another play. You see Isaac Okoro guarding the perimeter. Then he moves. Late recovery. Bam! His late recovery, that's the thing that's kind of incredible about him, is that he is going to get better as a defender. Because you see kind of that, like, he's letting guys go by him. It's almost like he knows that he can recover and block the shot. It's kind of amazing. This guy has potential that is through the roof. His athleticism is just explosive. And then right here you see he contests the shot. He plays all 5 positions on the defensive end. So on this play here, you have Isaac Okoro at the rim, protecting the rim, contests the shot, and stops the shot. So he's basically playing center on that play, and his athleticism helps him leap and get up there. He does this with regularity, contesting shots at the rim. It's unbelievable. Right here, watch some of this defense. So that's the rebound, block shot. Boom! Another rim protection. This guy is 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan, plays every position on the floor, and he protects the rim. It's unreal stuff, guys. This guy is like, whoever picks this guy is going to win a lot of games, because he's someone that just affects every aspect on the defensive floor. His ceiling is honestly Defensive Player of the Year. He is a first-team all-defense type player. And those are players that win you games. I mean, when he's on the floor, you can have him guarding their best guy, have him recover and block shots. He also defends off the ball and gets lots of steals. I mean, he doesn't have the hugest wingspan, but it's enough that he's getting steals, and he uses that athleticism. I mean, you see how high he rises on this. Watch the rise on this block shot. So block shot there. I mean, his head's at the rim, and he is so smart with using his body. So let's look at the next play. Oh, and then he also almost grabbed the charge. Such a smart defender. All right, here we go. So you're going to see Isaac Okoro's under the rim. He's right here. Watch what he does here. And this is NBA stuff. Step, boom, takes the charge. This guy is a game-changing defender, guys. I honestly, I'm so excited about him. And to me, there's an argument for taking this guy #1, because he looks a little like Jimmy Butler to me. He's got that same size. He's got that same mentality. Let's look at a few things. He's definitely Andre Iguodala with that ability to pass the ball that we're going to look at right now. I just love him. I mean, his defense is so good. All right, so here we're going to talk about offense. This right here, he gets into an isolation. This is a very typical NBA play. He gets, you see how he gets isolated above off top, and actually that's Anthony Edwards, I believe, guarding him, and so he's in isolation. Typical NBA play here. Backs up and then just goes, and he's able to score. The thing about that play I like too is he plays through the contact, so that shows you that this guy can probably draw a lot of fouls in the NBA. It's hard watching Auburn play basketball and college basketball in general, because the Auburn offense is just so stagnant. It's a lot of like standing around watching guys kind of do isolation stuff. Even this, is Okoro, which is nice to see him get an isolation opportunity, which he didn't get a lot of, honestly. It's really tough to find offensive highlights for him at, consistently because of that offense. And he plays a lot of just kind of the wing spot up shooter stuff, which is fine. But he does stuff like that makes you think this guy can get to another level if you develop him. He's only a first-year player, so this guy honestly gets me excited. All right, so here I believe we're going to just kind of look at some of Okoro's passing. This is typical NBA play. Boom! I love this play right here. And I think really what you learn from this is his unselfishness. This guy he wants to win games. Okoro isn't out there to just get his shots and get points and try to get as high in the draft as he can. He's out there to make the right play, win games, and he's going to do this in the NBA game, because you can see right here a spread floor. He's out on the wing. He recognizes the better shooter at the corner three, which is the best shot in the game, and he makes the pass. So let's just watch it again. Cross-court pass here. How fast was that turn to pass that ball? That's fantastic. That's winning basketball. That wins you games. All right, right here we've got Okoro, I believe, gets it at the perimeter. Watch this drive and pass. Woo! You see that drive. Let's watch that again. Look how subtle this is. This is why I think this guy has another level he'll take. Boom! Makes the right pass. And that's a drive, and you know he can drive the ball. I don't know if he has the quickest first step of all of these players, but he is strong as heck, and he will pass the ball to the right guy, whether it's corner three or that nice little drop pass to the big, or whoever it is, the open man. I forgot what I edited here, so let's just see what happens. Quick pass to the corner three. Same thing. He makes the right play, guys. And I know this looks like a simple play, but there's a lot of guys that just don't make this play. Knowing where the open shooter is and then making the simple play. That is what wins you basketball games. It's not like the between the legs, cross court, this or that. It's like making the quick pass to the open corner three, which is the most important shot in the league now. And he just makes it consistently. So we'll just see again. Just quick recognition of the open player. He knows the system. Boom. Fantastic. And they're guarding him because they know of his penetration. So he's got a lot of weapons. I hate how they do this inside screen stuff. But watch this cross-court pass from him. Man. That's how you make a man like me fall in love. That's what you do. All right, same thing here. Watch this beautiful pass. He drives to the rim, threads the needle. I mean, those are such winning plays, guys. Winning plays.
Great job, Ravi, of sprinting to the dead corner.
All right, so let's back this up a little bit. This is what we could talk about as a weakness for Isaac Okoro, what I set up here. And this is his shooting. This is where I think he can show. He's shown a little bit of what he can do in college with his shooting. And this first is a make. This is what he's going to do in the league when he first gets into the league. This is his offensive game. You'll see he's just set up in the corner. And he does this a lot. He takes the corner three. And his form's not too bad. I mean, his form needs to be a little more consistent. And you'll see that with some of his shooting. But, he's straight up, and that's a nice release. That's not like a wonky jump shot, This isn't one of those guys where you go like, man, this guy might lose. This isn't like a LaMelo Ball jump shot. This is looks pretty fluid, and he's pretty straight up and down. When he shoots it with form, he's going to be a better shooter. This is a guy that you can teach to shoot the ball. But let's look at some of the issues with Anthony Edwards. So right here, number 20 is he has a problem here. So he's wide open. That's another thing. They're not respecting the jump shot, and this is the weakness he's got to work on. He gets that. He's open, and he needs to just take this shot. Instead, he hesitates, does a step back for no reason, and airballs the shot. He needs to just grow confidence in this jump shot, and he will get that in the league. If you have a good team that's good at developing players and sets him up to succeed, he can get the shots that he needs to and be a better shooter. This is just simple stuff. This is just like, He just needs confidence.
He
So when he gets the ball and he's this wide open, they're not even guarding him. Just take the shot. The form still doesn't look bad to me, so I think there's a lot there that you can like. Same thing here, corner three, miss. And you know what? I just think this is where he's going to develop. Same thing, corner three, wide open. They aren't even guarding him, and his shot looks a little bit wonky there. He just needs confidence, because if he gets the confidence, he's going to be a nice offensive player. We already see that he can pass the ball, he can drive. His handle's actually pretty decent too. The thing about Auburn that's frustrating is it feels like they could have used him more and done better things with his game. He has a lot of potential. He really is Andre Iguodala 2.0, and if everyone knows what Andre Iguodala was in his prime, he was a guy that won you games. And so this is a guy, to me, definitely top five level pick. And I think there's some teams out there. It's kind of a weird draft. This is like, to me, Okoro is a guy that would typically go between like 8 and 12 to some team and would take a year or two and then eventually become one of the best players in that draft. Kind of like how Jimmy Butler developed, or Iguodala, like we talked about, became one of the best players from his class. And I think Okoro is one of those guys. It's scary to take someone like him number one, but I think in the long haul, if you get him at like 5 to 10, you're going to be super happy with what you get, because this guy is going to win you games on the defensive end, and he'll develop a jump shot. And I have a hard time not seeing this guy becoming at least like a 36 to 38% three-point shooter, which is fine. If he can do that, then he is an elite player. And when you consider his passing, his unselfishness, his ability to drive and kick and move the ball, he'll fit in anywhere. He can fit in anywhere because he can guard 1 through 5, especially in the modern NBA. A player like this is incredibly valuable. With what we saw in the playoffs, when you think about like the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat series, where you had almost like no centers on the floor at multiple times, especially for the Celtics, it's just, these are the types of guys you want on your team, a 1 through 5 guard. At worst, Okoro is going to be like an OG Anunoby, and that's at worst. At best, you've got Jimmy Butler. So he's an exciting player. I love him. I think he's my favorite player in the draft, honestly, from everything I see. I love his mentality. Everything about him is fantastic. So, guys, remember, like and subscribe to the video and the channel. Hit the bell if you want notifications. I would like that. Guys, I will talk to you next time.